Huh. Did anyone see this coming so soon? I certainly did not. And I was playing Mario Party Superstars last night, getting my butt kicked. But here we are, Super Mario RPG. Why did I say that? Super Mario Party Jamboree is here. It appears to be a sequel to Super Mario Party, and if you guys remember Super Mario Party, that game wasn't the best. Like, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. But I have already gone ahead and seen the trailer, and thankfully it does look promising. So we're going to click on it right now, and we're going to go through an analysis to see what exactly is in here and predict what else could be in here that we didn't get to see. Alright?
So I'm going to be watching this without my microphone plugged in. For some reason, whenever I plug it in and try to hear something while doing a voice recording, the audio on my laptop gets cut out, so I'm going to be doing this part for the most part with no microphone. Please excuse me if I sound terrible. Without further ado, let's go through step by step. So there you are. Welcome to a bigger, bolder Mario Party. I can see that. Now, there's Star Island over here. I don't know what that's for. Perhaps it is for the Superstar ceremony at the end after a main game. This island, I don't know what that is. This looks like the main island where you get to select where you go, because over here in this brown part, it looks like you can pick Western Land from from Mario Party 2, because this game has 7 boards, 5 new, 2 old, and we will be going through those later, but one of them is Western Land from Mario Party 2.
Latest game in the Mario Party series takes place on an enormous island resort.
Okay, so we get a better look at it. Oh, the video just skipped a little bit. So yes, this is the Goomba volcano, which I think is on Goomba Lagoon. Yeah, that's what it was called.
Get ready to jump into the biggest selection of Mario Party mini.
Okay, got pause. All right, so it looks like we're going to start with 20 characters, which is a lot. 20 characters was the maximum number of characters you could get in the original Super Mario Party. So up here we got Mario, Luigi, Toad, Toadette, Peach, Daisy, Yoshi, Birdo, Wario, Waluigi, Donkey Kong, and Rosalina. And then the villain side has Bowser, Bowser Jr., Koopa Troopa, Spike, Goomba, Shy Guy, Boo, and Monty Mole. But as you're about to see, there's going to be more than 20 characters.
Games yet in Super Mario Party Jamboree.
Can we just talk about how ridiculous the title is? Neither of these 3 are the same font. Like, it feels so wacky. It kind of fits the Mario Party vibe, but it's also a lot. Could have called it Super Mario Party 2. I'll say that much.
First, let's see some of the new boards where you'll compete to.
This is the other retro board. I'm forgetting the exact name of the board because I've never played Mario Party 1, but this is Mario's Castle. That's the best I can come up with. I'm sorry, OG fans. Let's just continue.
Collect the most stars. Take the escalators to travel between floors in Rainbow Galleria.
I mean, with the new boards, we can already tell this is far better designed than the first Super Mario Party. Do you guys remember the old boards in Super Mario Party, I'm gonna pull up some images to show you guys. Now, if you look at these OG boards from the original Super Mario Party, they're kind of basic. That Mario Party doesn't need more boards, that's not true. It can always take more boards. So, if you'll see the Watermelon Island board, for example, these are just basically circles connected by 2 bridges. That's not complicated design. It's very simple. Kamek's Tantalizing Tower is just a race to the top. It's almost a straight line with a few branching pathways in between, but they all lead to the same place. You're just going down to up, which can be a good thing on some boards, but this is also extremely small and extremely short. And then we have the main board from the OG, Womp's Ruins, which is admittedly okay, but again, it is pretty small. These boards in the new game look so much bigger, kind of like Spaceland in Superstars, but also more complicated and not flat. So let's get back to that video real quick. Alright, so let's take a look at Rainbow Galleria. As you can see here, it looks like there's 3 different floors, each with escalators going up each of them, because it kind of looks like a mall. I think it actually is a mall, though. So down here, you see a few lucky spaces around, some blue spaces, the odd red space, and item spaces here and there. It's a simple floor. Then we got the second floor, and you can start to see a few more interesting spaces. There's a Bowser space, there's some event spaces or item spaces. You're about to see what the event spaces do, kind of. And then the third floor here, we see that the star is up here, but I'm sure it's just going to switch between floors. Like, it's not going to stay on the third floor forever. There's an elevator that looks like it takes you between the first and third floor instantly. It doesn't stop at the second floor. We have a 4th shop. Kind of looks like it benefits 4th place specifically. We've got a boo shop over here, which looks like it does what we do in Mario Party Superstars on some boards, you know, where you pass the boo and you can either steal coins for free or pay 50 to steal a star from somebody. So that looks kind of cool. But yeah, it looks a lot like a normal shopping mall, and I think that's really cool. It kind of reminds me of Coconut Mall for a bit. You know, you take a location that's not supposed to be meant for a certain type of sport or activity, but then you transform it in a way that it perfectly fits that. I think this looks really nice.
Use in-game coins to get a star at half price when they're on flash sale. But
Oh, okay. So, Ninja. I am forgetting which game or games Ninja is from, but I have seen this character before. It looks like Ninja is going to be an unlockable character, as they didn't show up at the start. I don't know if they're an enemy character or a good guy character. I know almost nothing about this guy. So if you do know, please tell me in the comments, because I am kind of intrigued about this guy. It also looks like up here there's a sign for Goomba Lagoon, which is pretty nice. Interboard play is something I like to see. Like, for example, some Mario Kart tracks, like Coconut Mall, has advertisements for other tracks, like Dino Dino Jungle and Vanilla Lake. Tracks that didn't make it into 8 Deluxe, but it's nice that they reference them.
act fast.
So I guess according to that, they're going to have a flash sale mechanic where stars will only cost 10 coins like in the OG Super Mario Party. Mario Party Superstars also does that, but when you land on a lucky space and you get the cost of a star is reduced by half kind of buff. Roll'em Raceway. So I'll let this play.
Ride around and stay on track in Roll'em Raceway. With the new Turbo Dice item, you can move up to 40 spaces with a...
That is nutty. I still find that a bit ridiculous, but you know, there are a few references in here, and I think the Turbo Dice is really cool. As long as they keep that item on this board, because that only makes sense since you're driving a car. Which, can we talk about the Mario Party 9 connection? Everyone's driving a car, but this time they're not attached to each other on the same car. They're driving their own sports car. It's kind of Mario Kart-esque. Like, even the edges over here, you know, the white-red drift edge over here and the tires, kind of looks like it would be from a Mario Kart track. Oh my god. Oh my god, I just thought of this. Would Roll'em Raceway be a track in the new Mario Kart game? I hope not, but that sounds interesting. So let's move back a little bit. Let's take a look at the board proper. So we've got blue spaces with an extra circle around them. I'm not sure why that is or what it does, but it seems like it does something different from a normal blue space, which happens to be right here. We've got some lucky spaces over here scattered about, which is good. You generally want to land on lucky spaces more so than blue spaces. I don't know what this space behind the sign is. It looks like a red space, but if you look over here, there's a purple symbol in the middle. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. Is it like a nabbit space, or is it a trap space? Did someone put a trap item on there? Because if those returned, that harkens back to the GameCube days where Mario Parties 5 through 7 had these trap items that you could put on spaces. Mario Parties 8 and DS did this as well. And then it looks like over at these exclamation point spaces, the event spaces, seems like a little pit stop. That sounds cool. So, hang on. I gotta rewind. The video's not moving right. So, they're driving along, trying to see what other spaces show up at the start here. Okay. Item spaces. Okay, so I didn't notice this before, but now there's also spaces with a purple lining around them. I don't know what that means, or if that has a specific bearing on this board or its game mode, but it can't be a coincidence. Like, there's spaces with blue circles around them and spaces with these purple circles around them. And then we're going to move along. Looks like the turbo dice is quadruple dice. We've had double dice. Bowser Jr. down here has triple dice. Turbo dice is quite literally just the next step in that. The announcer does say you can move up to 40 spaces with it, which makes sense. It's 4 dice that go from 1 to 10. And it's cool. Like, your wheels turn golden, kind of like the gold wheel from Mario Kart 8. Whoa, okay, hang on. That was quick. Oh, these cars are going to be nutty. So, trying to skip along, make sure I don't miss out on anything. Like, every frame's important. So, there's some more item spaces, more blue spaces. That car looks sick as heck. And then down here, looks like these event spaces have green circles around them. Again, Oh, okay, this is cool. Looks like this is a bit of a trampoline kind of space. Like you land on it and it propels you forward or backwards. That's kind of cool. I didn't notice that before. So Toad moves on ahead around this turn. I don't. Oh, this is a boo spot. Okay. You see this boo sign over here? This is definitely a boo spot. And then there's a green circle around this one, but it doesn't look like it does anything. Like Toad lands on it, he gets coins in the trailer, but it doesn't look like anything happens. So let's continue.
The lucky roll. Here on Goomba Lagoon, the ebb and
Okay, I tried to pause it on time, but it didn't work. Give me a sec. Goomba Lagoon. This also looks like a nice, interesting board. It's on the beach. You can see some volleyballing Goombas left and right. There's some crabs over here. It just looks really nice. We got a shipwrecked ship over here. Got some boardwalks. We got some grassy island circles over here. And you can even go onto the volcano surface, which in real life would be scary because without proper equipment or a suit, you would easily overheat, but this is the Mario universe, so it's fine. There's a very equal looking kind of what's the word I'm looking for? There's an equal assortment of spaces. You got plenty of blues, you got a good amount of luckies and reds. There's a few item spaces. I have no idea what the event spaces here do, but they seem really interesting. But the main attraction here is the Goomba volcano up here. There's this little dot up here, like right here. I'm guessing if you pass it, something good or something bad will happen. And one of those things I think we're going to see later. The only thing that's confusing me are these magenta purple spaces. I have no idea what those are supposed to do.
the ebb and
Okay. This board has an interesting mechanic. You can only go around the islands if the water goes up. It looks like the tides are going to go up and tides are going to go down, like how an ocean goes on a beach and sometimes it will just overflow it for a little while. Flood disasters in Mario Party. And then I guess the Goombas changed the bloopers playing volleyball. That's kind of adorable.
flow of the tide can change your path. And things really get mixed up when
Yup. So Luigi passed the volcano there.
the volcano blows its top.
Golden Goombas. I wonder if there's this mechanic where you have to round up the golden Goombas and get extra coins depending on how many you get. I don't know what spaces they land on or how many there even are. We could take a guess and try to count how many. Like, I'm gonna go back a little bit. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. More than 25 Goombas at minimum. More than 25. So this definitely seems like a high coin board. Like where you get a lot of coins more than you have anything to do with whatsoever. All right. Now we come to the boards. We have the 3 that were already announced. We have Mega Wiggler's Tree Party. This also looks like an older board from a Mario Party. Some of these spaces are on this giant Wiggler. I wonder if the Wiggler moves around every so often and the spaces get shifted around in the middle. That would be interesting. be careful around these piranha plants. You see these event spaces and the fact that there's a piranha plant right next to them. It looks like you're gonna lose coins if you land on that. And then I'm trying to find a boost space, but I don't see a boost space yet. The star moves around, which is good. I don't see a star space for Roll'em Raceway, which probably means you get a star for every lap you complete. I think. I think it's one of those maps where the star's always in the same place. You don't have to use the chomp call to move it around. You just keep going around and around and go as fast as you can while also not tripping up anywhere. That seems neat. The other boards, though, do seem like they're traditional boards. You know, the star moves around, kind of like the OG Mario parties. So, what else is on Mega Wiggler's Tree Party? There looks like there's something up here. I can't quite see what it is. Looks like some sort of challenge or event up there that you can do. I'm also guessing that you can choose to get on the Wiggler from a certain point here, or you can use these bells to move the Wiggler around if you land on the event space. Yeah, I think that's how it is. Nice color collage over here. Maybe the boost's gonna be over here. Somewhere. Now, King Bowser's Keep. The lava level. I'm trying to look at what spaces there are. Okay, so it looks like... Oh. Okay, this looks like it could be a bit more complicated than I thought. So all the players are going to start down here, then they go up. There should be some kind of pipe around. Oh, hey, here it is. And you take that and you go back down to the bottom. I'm kind of hoping this is a board where you can choose to move around wherever you want. For the most part, but there is this up and down mechanic, and the star still moves no matter what. But I don't see a star anywhere. This kind of looks like the bomb board from last game, where there's these squares, you go around them, you want to avoid this Bowser thing in here, which is weird because you can play Bowser in this game, but there's this giant ghostly Bowser in the middle up here, so I don't know what that's about. But just since it's Bowser, it can't be anything good. And then it looks like there's this sort of corner mining sort of area. I'm not completely sure. There was a similar looking kind of place in the Babam board in Super Mario Party. That's about as much as I can glean about the keep level. It would be kind of difficult to get down to the bottom unless you specifically went up here. But yeah, all things considered, this is either a go down and up level or a go around level, and I'm not sure which one it is. All right.
Along with 5 new game boards, 2 boards from...
Here it is. Here it is. So, we've got Mario's Rainbow Castle. Oh, that's what it was called? Rainbow? That's not the first word I would have guessed. And then Mario Party 2's Western Land, as I mentioned earlier. These look dramatically upscaled and, you know, they look pretty nice. I don't know how they play, because the Mario Party I always used to watch as a kid was Mario Party 4. But these will be definitely a lot more interesting than maybe some of the new boards, because there's a magic to the old boards that sometimes the newer Mario parties can't replicate. Like, I'm sorry, sounds savage on that front, but it's kind of true. Like, the older boards have this sort of quality to them that can't be replicated. It looks like Mario's Rainbow Castle is either going to be an up and down, or it could be a star moving around. I'm hoping it's a star moving around. But it looks like it's an up and down. I'm not sure how this works. I I have an idea. Why don't I look at the old versions of these boards and how they work, and I'll get back to you on this. So, I originally recorded these two segments with my microphone, but it was causing problems in the recording, and also I have several people talking to me, entering my room, so I had to redo this segment, but let's just get back to it. It looks like both Mario's Rainbow Castle and Western Land are a 1-star difficulty, so they're going to be the easier boards in this game. Mario's Rainbow Castle is based off Tower of the Wing Cap and Wing Mario Over the Rainbow from Super Mario 64, which I'm pretty sure are two levels from that game. I've never played Super Mario 64, how can you tell? But basically, this is, like I predicted, a bottom to the top kind of a map. It's a one-way map with two split paths in between. And the main mechanic of this is you'll either have Toad or Bowser waiting at the top of the tower by the end, and you need to time it in a way where it's Toad, because event spaces will change it from Toad to Bowser, and Toad, he'll just give you a star like normal. Bowser will take double the coins and give you a star, which actually doesn't take away your stars, but doesn't give you any either, and you'll have to start all the way back from the beginning. Which is like a more intense version of Peach's birthday cake. Like, OG fans, how did you live with this map? Jesus. And then that's basically the main gist of the board. Traditional start to finish. A lot of these spaces are blue spaces, but considering the new design has a lucky space over here, I definitely think that some of those blue spaces have been replaced with lucky spaces. Now for Western Land, apparently the main attraction is a train that takes you between one of 3 different stations. You board the train for 5 coins, and you go to a different station. Whether it's forward or backwards depends on whether you hit a block that shows Toad's head or Goomba's head. Forward for Toad, backward for Goomba. So there's kind of a risk-reward with that. Apart from that, the happening space makes the train move on its own, so you could use that to mess up other players. Or you could go to a Wiggler at a milk shop, pay 20 coins for a hootenanny, and have the other players go to that hootenanny to stop them from going to a space they wanted to land on. Which is kind of messed up, but also kind of cool. This board used to have the gimmick of basically all the players were dressed as cowboys, and the winner would face Bowser in a duel in a cinematic cutscene in which the winner wins against Bowser. Like, that's something that Spaceland and Horrorland were missing in Mario Party Superstars. I'm not gonna miss it if it doesn't show up here, but I'm sure OG fans would love to see that return. So, Nintendo, bring back the cowboy costume. But apart from that, a lot of this board is mostly blue spaces, with the occasional items, chance times, bank spaces, a few Reds and Bowser spaces. It's kind of like your traditional board, going around getting the star. But the interesting part in Western Land is it looks like there's a lot more diversity in the spaces. It's not just blue spaces anymore. There's a decent amount of lucky and versus spaces scattered about. And there's even a purple space on this board as well. So it's definitely got a few changes here that will shake up gameplay compared to the original. This looks pretty intense. Kind of looks like if you get electrocuted or if you end up back here, you're gonna lose. It's kind of a race to stay in the front without getting hit or obstructed by obstacles. So if you end up back there, it's a loss on your part. That looks pretty fun. Next one is a Yoshi race. That's gonna look kind of weird with a Yoshi riding a Yoshi to the end. Ugh. I hate what I just thought of. Yikes. But it still looks kind of interesting. It looks like, ooh, a Yoshi apple, a Yoshi fruit. Eat that and you go faster kind of deal. Oh, this is gonna be a fun mind game. And then over here, trying to skip ahead. I was really hoping that this wouldn't be a Joy-Con game, but here we are. Guess I'll have to dig out all the drifty ones. And then, since there's a timer, it looks like the faster you go, but the more focused you do it, the better the time you get. And then this is motion control. Hole-in-one motion control. Though, since DK gets a 5 from getting this ball in, it looks like the sooner you get in, the more points you get. Over 110 minigames.
With over 110 minigames, there's a wide variety to enjoy.
So those 2 minigames we just saw. Let's move back. Arm wrestling match. This looks like this is a 2v2. The faster you mash, the closer you get to winning. Pretty simple. And then this one, I don't exactly know how you're going to play this one. I hope it's not the one player only has one chance, because yikes, that would be sad. But since the bullet bill is pretty big,
there's a wide variety to enjoy.
Yeah.
Also, up to 20 players can go head-to-head online in the Coupathlon mode.
Coupathlon. This is an online feature. I do not have my online Switch membership anymore, so unfortunately I wouldn't be able to take part in this unless 4 months from now I decide, oh hey, I should rebuy that membership. Which it's pretty cheap. It doesn't cost that much. But it doesn't always work. It can get pretty laggy online. Nintendo Switch Online isn't as good as other online services, but it does give you some extra free old games to play, if that's your cup of tea.
Compete against your rivals and aim for first place. Try your best to come out on top.
So let's move back a little bit and see what the coin total was about. It looks like the more coins you get, or the more points you get per minigame, while you're traveling across this kind of board all the way across, the higher your standings are. That's kind of cool. It is just a mini game kind of. Oh, okay. No, I was wrong. Okay, so really it looks like the more you win at a mini game, or the higher the score you get in that mini game, the further you go along. Okay, that makes more sense. Looks like this spike has lapped several people at once. That's crazy. But it really does look like a lot of people can enjoy this mode if they're all playing on online, which we'll have to wait 4 months to see whether or not this is a success. Also, this Bowser minigame is insane. You're running from a giant purple glowing Bowser, and if you get hit by anything, you're out.
Best to come out on top. Wait, there are even more new modes?
Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that. Oh, geez. There are more new modes? I hope you put enough focus into your board game modes, because that's the main thing people are coming in for. Like, the extra modes are great, but if the main mode isn't good enough, which I hope it is, it looks like it is, then you might struggle a bit. It seems like, though, that they definitely took some cues from Mario Party Superstars, so hopefully Jamboree is going to be the success story they want it to be, so that they don't have to constantly rely on their older material. Although I do like that reference to the older material. I'm also hoping that for once in their lives, they put DLC in this game, like extra boards. I don't know if they'd be new boards or old boards, but that's kind of what I want. So far, the only old boards that have ever been brought back in Mario Party games are from the original trilogy. Most of which are Mario Party 1 and 2. Mario Party 3 only has Woody Woods back and Superstars. But I would like to see more Mario Party 3, and especially Mario Party 4. I may never have played it, but watching that on YouTube was my childhood. It sounds kind of awkward, but I really do love Mario Party 4.
The biggest Mario Party yet will soon be underway when the Super Mario Party Jamboree game launches on the Nintendo Switch.
October 17th, everybody. 10/7/24. Get ready. We have 4 months. It's gonna be a bit of a wait, but before we know it, it's gonna be here. And I really hope that this one is well worth the wait. So that's about everything I was able to spot in this trailer. Let me know what you saw, and please leave in the comments what you would like to see in this game when it eventually comes out. But thank you guys so much for watching. I know it's been a long time since I made videos, and again, I'm not going to promise anything, but I really do want to wish you guys the best. And yeah, that's about it. Have a good look at this box art before I sign off. See you guys.